Hello from Swansea, Wales' second biggest city, located on the southwest coast of the country. It's a city that has a top-flight football side, a league-winning rugby side in the Ospreys, so it's already known for its sporting pedigree. Many say Wales is a rugby nation, and there have been plenty of good players from the local Swansea area that have gone on to great things. Wales' all-time top try scorer, Shane Williams, was born here, and he's going to be competing here later today with a bit of a swim, bike and run. The city also has its cultural export. Poet Dylan Thomas was born here and lived locally throughout his life. Catherine Zeta-Jones, she may have moved away, but the Hollywood star still has a house in the Mumbles. In triathlon, the local women are world beaters as well, with two former world champions. There's Helen Jenkins, who's based just down the road in Swansea, and there's also her Rio teammate, Non Stanford, who was born and brought up in Swansea. Therefore, it's appropriate that their home city should have a triathlon with big ambitions. With its city centre finish, big crowds, closed roads over the sprint distance, there's going to be some fast and furious racing. Let's get all the details then from our commentator, Patrick Winterton.
Welcome to the University of Wales Trinity St David's Swansea Triathlon, and what a pleasure it is to be at a new event. New sights, new faces, new t-shirts and a sense of excitement. It's hard to believe, in fact, that Wales' second biggest city hasn't hosted a triathlon before. Really slick organisation and not a cloud to be seen. And a late afternoon start, which means thousands of fans have turned up, and there is going to be a tremendous atmosphere here in Swansea. Now, the course is perfect for beginners. It's ideal for those wanting a PB. And with the summer buzz of the sea and the city, those wanting a good time are going to get just that. Well, it starts with the swim, of course, and the sprint distance, 750 metres. It's well sheltered. It should be quick. Through the first transition, T1 as it's known, and then onto the bikes. 20 kilometres the distance, and it's almost as flat as the swim. It will be quick. From the bikes, they switch to feet. And again, part seaside, part city. This is going to be a spectacular run, 5,000 metres, and they finish in Castle Square.
It's like an amphitheatre down here at the start by the water. There's a huge crowd, the samba band is playing, the sun is out, and the action gets underway with a first-class elite field.
Well, with the Olympics approaching, the interest in triathlon going through the roof, the lucky six heading to Rio, the rest are looking for races in UK, and Swansea has attracted its fair share.
It's just awesome coming down here for a local venue and just trying out, seeing how fit I am, trying out on this new course.
And what's it going to be like racing through the streets of Swansea?
Yeah, I think it's going to be brilliant. I think they couldn't have set up the course better. I think the finish is in the Swansea Centre, so I don't think you can get any better than that for a spectator or for an athlete.
Eloise Crowley is one of the top women. She's looking to add the Swansea title to the one she won in Cardiff last year.
I mean, the weather is just perfect. The course looks fantastic. Pan of flats is going to be fast, short and fast, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's a deep water start in the swim, trying to keep the feet nice and high. Men and women going together. Many of them will be trying to get on the toes of the local star, Ollie Simon, who's a winner of the long course weekend and an excellent swimmer. He's also strong on the bike, but swimming certainly his forte. He's only going to have some 9 minutes, though, to make and break, make an impression and break the field. We'll see if he can do that. And, of course, we've seen Ollie over the last few years competing in the iron distance races, considerably longer than today's event.
Obviously training more geared towards the longer distance events, but these events kind of get into your training a bit short, sharper, get a bit of speed in your legs and a bit of a shock to the system, and at least I can recover and get straight back into training a day or two after.
Now, there are plenty of young athletes who will be after Ollie Simon. Kieran John is one of them, and he might need a little bit of motivation from the floating samba band that's been provided here in Swansea if he's going to catch the veteran.
I imagine Ollie Simon will be going quite well today. So if we're close to him getting out of the water and stuff, then yeah, it'll be a good swim for me. So see how it goes.
Well, already the leading group down to, 5 men in there. Ollie Simon is there, but it's Kieran John actually leading the way at the moment as they come towards the finish. 750 metres completed. It's taken them roughly 9 minutes. We'll get exact times once they're up into transition. But Kieran John, the first out of the water. Ollie Simon right on his heel. And then we got Derry Stewart. Ian Cook is there as well. Ben Bartlett, the back of those 5. And they've got, 15 seconds at least advantage over the next group. Now, what's important in this first transition is that you do not lose touch with the men you came out of the water with. You can't win the race here, but a bad mistake and you could find yourself off that leading group on the bike. Well, with his age, at 37, Ollie Simon has done a few transitions. Don't expect to see any mistakes coming from him. Off with the wetsuit, on with the glasses, which will help reduce the dehydration on the bike ride on a day like this. Kieran John is away. Good swimmer. I'm not convinced he's quite as good on the bike, but we'll see today. Ian Cook, big, tall man, and he's powerful on the bike. So Cook, Bartlett, Stewart, those 3 have got a little bit of work to do to catch John and Simon. No drafting allowed in this race. Second woman out of the water, it's Arwen Lewis, who's only 4-5 seconds down on Eloise Crowley, who's had a very good swim indeed. But it's Lewis who's quickest in transition. And away she goes, throws away a few valuable seconds, an opportunity for Crowley to close the gap a little. Well, it's not going to happen with a start like that. Very cautious indeed. But 20 kilometres to make up for those couple of seconds. Let's have a look at the bike track. They head southwest and then it's the coastal road for 3.3 kilometres before they reach the dead turn and then straight back to the transition area. And it's a loop that they will do 3 times. 3 times 6.66 to make up the 20 kilometres. It is flat all the way, not a breath of wind. It should be lightning quick. And Ollie Simon has taken no time in going past Kieran John. That low profile position of his. Now, he knows that he needs to gain a little ground on the bike.
If I want to win here, I've got to come off the bike in the lead because they're really good runners. You know, they're working on the track throughout the week and things like that. They're basically speed merchants compared to me.
Well, here's Ian Cook turning a big gear, eating up the ground with the dead turns on this course. One at the southwest end and then, of course, at University Corner. They will get plenty of opportunities, 6 in all, to find out exactly where the opposition are, and they'll make a little mental note of where they pass them and they'll find out whether they're gaining or not. Ollie Simon is the first to find out round the dead turn. Never as easy as they make it look. And away he goes, back up towards the bridge, and still no sign of the chasers. Here they come. It looks to me as though there's a 35-40 second gap between them. Simon driving hard. Ian Cook trying to catch. We've got Stewart just behind him. But a good pace being set. And considering the top 5 men all came out of the water together, slightly surprised to see that there is so much space between Ollie Simon and the rest. Now, I know he trains for the ultra-distance triathlons, but I suspect he's put in 1 or 2 sprint sessions just to get the legs up to speed. There goes Stewart, and he's chasing down Ian Cook, and it looks as though he's closing down metre by metre. Still got 9 kilometres to go before the end of the bike ride, and then the 5,000 metre run. And Stewart, to my liking, is a quicker runner, smaller, lighter frame, and he's been putting in some good speed sessions recently. Back into the city, and still the local man who has dominated triathlon in the south of Wales over the last 5 years or so, Ollie Simon, once again leading the way. What a great feeling that must be. He's showing everyone else how to do it. Cook and Stewart round University of Wales corner safely this time. Now they drive. They have got to close down on Ollie Simon if they want to be on top of the podium at the end of today.
So the battle is on in the elite wave, but let's not forget the mass of enthusiasts waiting to take to the course in later waves, some of them tackling their first ever triathlon.
The first timers starting some 30 minutes after the elite, and what a turnout, 500 of them racing today. There'll certainly be some nerves down at the start line.
A bit apprehensive. It's my first try, so not really sure what I'm doing, but apparently need lots of gear.
This is my 6th triathlon. I started doing them last year, and I've only done sprints, so I did Cardiff and Mumbles and Gower last year, so I'm really looking forward to today actually.
We're doing it for fun today, aren't we? Yeah, we are.
Well, let's hope that's what they get with the weather and the atmosphere. I think the vast majority of first-timers are going to get addicted to one of Britain's biggest and most successful sports. Now, we always get the odd rugby player turning up to do triathlons, but to get Wales's leading try scorer and a world star, Shane Williams, who's taking this event as seriously as the elite, despite the fact he's only got a couple of races under his belt.
I wouldn't call myself a triathlete yet. I'm someone who's trying triathlon, and I'm really enjoying it. It's tough. It's completely different to the training I did as a rugby player. I thought the transition would be a little bit easier. I did Connectley about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this is my 3rd one. So I'm still a noob. I'm still learning, but it's great fun.
Well, here are the masses. Remember, the swim the same distance as it was for the elite, 750 metres. And looking at the clock, some really impressive times, 11:12 minutes for that distance. Remember, the best in the men's elite was 9:02 by Kieran John. So to lose just a couple of minutes is outstanding. On to the bikes we go. Now that's an original bike. She's part of a relay team, incidentally, which is always the easy way into triathlons. And as they start the bike ride, the race leader, Ollie Simon, is back into transition. 20 kilometres completed, and he now has a very healthy lead indeed. Over 2 minutes clear, no doubt about it. He's a kilometre ahead of anyone else in the men's elite field. The 37-year-old who comes from Tenby, knows this part of the world like the back of his hand, has produced one of his best bike rides. Now, can he back it up with a good 5k run? It's not his strongest discipline, but surely he can't throw away this advantage. Ian Cook still hanging on to 2nd place, but he's only some 20-25 metres ahead of Derry Stewart, who's his teammate and his training partner. And actually Stewart won the Mumbles duathlon, and you don't win a duathlon without being able to run a bit. So this will be an interesting contest. I think the smart money would be on the smaller man. Stewart should be able to run down Ian Cook in the first couple of Ks. And with a quick transition, he may have less work to do than he thought. So away goes Cook. It's going to take some time to get the blood down to his long legs. He's a monster of a man. Derry Stewart, on the other hand, built for running.
So Ollie Simon is first off the bike and onto the run course, but can the Ironman athlete, who's more used to finishing triathlons with a marathon, hold off the young brigade over a fast 5-kilometre city centre course? Welcome back. We're here right in the middle of the city centre, waiting to see who will be smashing that tape as the inaugural winner of this new event. The elite wave are out on the run, so let's rejoin our commentator, Patrick Winterton.
Welcome back to the University of Wales, Trinity St David's Swansea Triathlon. No change with the race leader, but Ian Cook has lost 2nd place to Derry Stewart. Perhaps a few more brick sessions for Ian Cook might speed his legs on that initial part of the run. Stewart, though, making no impression at the moment on Ollie Simon, who has led since they came out of T1. Well, here he is, heading down the marina part of the course. Plenty of visual stimulation all the way around the course. That's great for those who are going to be in pain. For the elite athletes, they have to stay focused. They have to keep pushing. And it's not easy when there is so much to look at. It's a stunning course. Part coast, part city centre, and less than 4,000 metres to go now. Derry Stewart, I think he knows exactly how far he is behind the race leader, and he knows how tough it is to catch anything over a minute. Well, here's the running course out of the transition area, and once again they head down towards the coast and then double back on themselves before heading into the city centre. One more dead turn and then they head for Castle Square. What a great venue for the finish. Already a big crowd accumulating there. Plenty of people down on the beach enjoying the sunshine and enjoying the race as well. Impressed, no doubt, by the speed that Ollie Simon is setting. Now, he's normally a bit of a plodder on the run, but he's looking really light on his feet today. Derry Stewart doing everything he can. Well, he's a good runner, Derry Stewart, and Wales, with the likes of Helen Jenkins and of course Non Stanford, have produced one top triathlete after another, and they'll be looking forward to seeing how the Welsh contingent get on in Rio. And the masses enjoying the race. They come in all shapes, sizes, ages and outfits. Mike Griffiths there in Batman. I'm sure he's done that before. Round the dead turn, nice and carefully. And of course the advantage of having such a big field is that there's always someone to chase. Provided, of course, you are not the man out front. That honour at the moment to Ollie Simon, and here he is over the footbridge that crosses the cycle route. A good long look to his left. He's on his way back into the city centre and towards the finish. Stewart has been found wanting today, has actually lost time on the run as he passes Eloise Crowley, who is the leading woman by some margin. Crowley having another tremendous race here today. And I can't see her being caught as we focus on Stewart, a man capable of 17:33 for 5 kilometres, but that's with fresh legs, and he's not managed that sort of time today. But still, from a youngster, a really good performance. Ollie Simon, though, has shown them how to do it. He's used his experience well today, and he is going to be the man that takes the applause from the crowd that are gathered in Castle Square. Well, the organisers have forgotten nothing. Brilliant setup. There goes the confetti, and Ollie Simon is first to the tape yet again. Well, he's slightly overwhelmed, I think. It's not often that you get such a good reception into the finish of a race. Remember this, the inaugural Swansea Triathlon, the champion, Ollie Simon.
That was an amazing finish line. So nice to come in here, so many people here to welcome him. It was tough going out there, and then to come into that was really nice.
You had a massive lead coming off the bike, but you knew that those fast young guns were up behind you.
Yeah, I knew they probably, a couple of them might put a minute into me on the run, so I wanted a good cushion coming into the run, so I didn't want to be seeing them on the way back and have to kill myself. So I seen the gap and I thought, no, it's in the back.
Here comes Derry Stewart, a man who is going to be a star of the future, perhaps needs to adapt Dave Brailsford's theory of marginal gains, but he has shown some talent today.
I didn't realise the field would be that strong, and all credit to him. He's a fantastic cyclist, so I'm just so pleased coming second. Yeah, this is one of the best races I've been in. You can't get a better venue than this. It inspired me on all the way through the race, and it really helped me cross the line.
And here comes Dan Waits. We've not seen a lot of this man. He lost 36 seconds in the water. He's run his way through the field and into third place. Eloise Crowley, as expected, takes the women's title. Another fine performance from her. She has to be happy with that.
Got into my own rhythm and just ran Yeah, right, I love the sun. It was just the people out on the course shouting for you was just helping you. It was great, and like the finish was like, you can see, amazing.
Well, let's have a look at the results. Oliver Simon on top yet again, showing the youngsters what to do. Crowley winning the women's, looking very convincing today. Rebecca Templeton, she won the Brecon Sprint. She's second here today. Well, the elite can put their feet up. The rest of the competitors, some still have a very long way to go. But it will be all pleasure. And here comes Shane Williams, perhaps Wales's best known rugby player of the last decade. Some way to go.
Is there any particular bit you're most looking forward to?
The finish. Just all of it really. Obviously Oystermouth is beautiful this time of day. Coming through the centre of Swansea and finishing by the castle, and hopefully I finish in style.
Well, I can tell you that he was 40% behind the fastest swim time, but on the bike that was closer to 15%. So Shane Williams has had an excellent ride. Be interesting to see what his run time is come the end of the day. Fantastic support for every single competitor here in Swansea. What a difference that makes.
Swim start was awesome, really, really good. The crowds there were fantastic. It was just really first-class event.
Brilliant, I really enjoyed it. The swim I found quite tough, but the bike was fast and flat, and I loved every minute of it.
What an event. A bit warm, but yeah, great turnout for Swansea.
This is a really, really nice atmosphere. Great finish, really great. Should be back next year.
So much time, so much effort going into preparing for an event like this, just to be able to complete it. No wonder there's a release of emotion at the end. Shane Williams now approaching the finish, and his run time is going to be something like 22 minutes, maybe closer to 23, but it's still impressive. But his bike, in terms of what he's done relative to the best, his bike's certainly the strongest leg.
Struggled on the swim again, I just zigzag all the way, I just try and follow people, but on the bike I just went hell for leather and then just held it at the run. It was good fun. The support from start to finish was just phenomenal, and I miss that about the rugby, the camaraderie and the whole atmosphere, and we certainly had that today. It was a great run.
What an event. Considering it's the first triathlon in Swansea, the support has been absolutely astonishing. And I tell you what, in years to come, it will grow and grow.
Well, what a cracking first Swansea Triathlon. It's a city that understands sport, and they put on quite a show here. The sun has been shining. We're certainly going to be back next year, but with the final few finishes coming here to this city centre finish, I can see the party carrying on quite late into the night. See you soon.